So howdy everybody. I'm going to be making a couple of name plaques for kids to put on their wall in their rooms. I'm going to be using a piece of poplar for this, and then after I have the name cut out, I'm going to glue onto the back a backer piece. This is a 1/4 inch thick piece of birch plywood. As far as the stencils go, I went online, found the name I was looking for and the style of font that I liked, sized it to what I wanted, and this is what I came up with. So the first thing I want to do for this is I'm going to cover it in blue painter's tape. And the reason I do that is after I glue down my stencil and cut everything out that I want to cut out, I can just peel that tape right off, and there's no glue residue or anything left over on the piece, and it's just easier to sand it and finish it out. So let's do that. Alright, so I think I have the piece about where I want it. What I did was I created myself a straight line somewhere on this piece, and so where these all loop down is where I decided that was my straight line. Alright, let that tack up for a minute. I'll layer down. When I say a minute, I mean about 20 seconds. Now I need to pop me some holes. Show you what I'm using on this one at least. I'm going to be using the Flying Dutchman Ultra Reverse UR7. Something like this that's supposed to be like handwriting, it's very fluid. I find it more important to not stop, like if I'm making this turn and down, to not stop. Just try to keep going if I can. And if I get out, just slowly make your way back to a line. Nobody's ever gonna know. Alright, so now I just need to sand it up a bit. I got a couple of problem spots, nothing too bad. I don't know how well y'all can see here, but I have a couple of ridges, ridge there, ridge here. That's why it's so important to me to try to stay fluid when you're cutting so you don't end up with little things like that. So at this point, I'm sanded down to 220 and I'm ready to attach my board to my 1/4 inch piece of birch plywood. So around the edge and in the bigger expanses of wood, I'm going to be using Titebond wood glue. On the inner, more delicate pieces, I'm going to be using CA glue. All right, let that dry. All right, so we are all dry and ready to cut it down to size. Got my round over set how I want it. I'm going to put a round over on this outside edge. Alright, just gotta sand it up a little bit. Just about ready for finish. First coat's dried. I'm going to cut it back with a gray Scotch-Brite pad. The final is paste wax and steel wool. All right, let it set 20 minutes. It'll set up and we'll buffer out. Here are the 2 name plaques done. All I need to do is put a hanger on the back on each one. Here's the one I showed the making of. Here's the one that I didn't. But it's the same process, of course. Leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and thanks for watching.